Hello, air signs. This is Casey, and I am here to do your general reading for air signs, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius for 12/13 to 12/20. Okay. Now, the overall energy for all air signs is the Two of Wands. Okay. This is making decisions and choices. This is deciding which pathway to take. Now, at the end of this pathway, or part of the way along the pathway, are deer. And in the Native American, some of the Native American teachings, it talks about the deer has opened up the pathway for all God's creatures to find their way up Sacred Mountain to the spirit. So to me, it means that no matter what pathway you take, the universe is supporting you. You just have to decide what is right for you, okay? Nobody can tell you what's right for you, okay? And I'm going to try to timestamp these as I go along. So Gemini would be 120. Okay. So knowing that we have the Two of Wands here, okay, the first card I pulled was it's an Oracle of the Fairies. It's magical blessings. Whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairies say you can bless others too, okay? So in the tarot, in the past, we have the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, these are two opposing energies. Look at this. They're looking away from each other. Okay. Now, the Knight of Swords is the fastest moving energy. And it's interesting because in the bottom of this card, we have poinsettias, which is usually a symbol of Christmas time, okay? There's been lots of transformation and change going on. And I really do think this is going on now. There's been lots of communication going on, okay? Lots of truth and light being brought to the situation. Yet we have this opposing energy, the Knight of Pentacles, and this is the slowest moving. So we've gone from the fastest moving to the slowest moving Knight, okay? Very, very slow moving. And they seem to be opposing energies. I can't talk. Okay, this one is probably good that you're going slowly because this helps you identify your fears as you're going along. Now, this is a past energy, okay, or very recent energy. So in the now, we have the Page of Wands. Now, wands are messengers. So this could be communication also, but it's also you exploring and finding what your own passions and desires and creativity is. We've all gone through hell and back the last 2 years, or most of us have anyway. And it's like we've had to explore exactly what our passions and desires are, what we want, where we belong, where we're going, what we want to do when we grow up, And I think this is the Ace of Cups. Now, it's new beginning of something of an emotional nature. And I'm thinking when I'm looking at this card, I'm thinking a lot of us are learning more to love ourselves, okay? To fulfilling ourselves. We have to put ourselves first. We have to love ourselves first before we can love anybody else, okay? In order to bring in a healthy relationship, okay? So in the future, I have the Three of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Another Knight, okay? Lots of changes going on, okay? So the Three of Cups is happiness, joy, celebration. It's people coming together and celebrating together. And look at the cups are overflowing. There's emotional fulfillment here, and it's overflowing and sharing it with everybody. And I think this is because this Knight of Wands, okay, is clearing a lot of old energy out. Okay, he's definitely moving forward one step at a time, and there's truth and light being brought to the situation. Okay, so that's for Gemini. Okay, now we're moving on to Libra, and that will be what's 5. Make it 520. Yeah. Okay, so again, keep in mind, we have the Two of Wands here. This is two pathways, two choices. Which choice do you want to make? Which decision, which pathway do you want to take? Okay. So the fairy card is motivation. When spring approaches, the flower fairies urge you to spring into action. If there's something you've been merely thinking about doing, they say get busy and do it. So we have, in the past, we have the Hermit and we have the Page of Swords. Okay. You've had to take time to slow down and find your own light. Find out who you are, what you want, where you want to shine your light in the world, what's your strengths, what are your weaknesses. The thing is, we're all whole and complete. The thing is, we judge ourselves. We decide what's right and wrong about ourselves when these are just things we need to learn from. Don't push it away. Sit down and talk to whatever you don't like about yourself and see what it's trying to teach you. Okay. I recommend everybody read the book, The Dark Side of the Light Chasers by Debbie Ford. Okay. Now, then we have the Page of Wands. Pages are new beginnings. Okay. You have learned swords are more of an air sign. Also, it's, being in the air, goals, decisions, choices, goals, jobs. Okay. There's been very slow movement in this, and you've made some decisions and choices, and decided what you like and don't like at this point in time. So in the now, we have the Four of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so the Four of Swords is telling you to take a break. Okay, rest, relax. The thing is, he's laying down and resting, but he's not really resting because he's defensive. Okay, he is ready to jump up and defend himself by reaching down and grabbing that sword and defending himself at a second's notice. You need to take a real break. Take a break, a real break, a vacation, whatever. Get away from all of this energy, okay? Now, this is telling me that there's prosperity and abundance, that everything's there, the stability, the needs being met, but everything's out of balance, okay? There's a need for balance. There's more taking than there is receiving. So there needs to be more of a balanced give and take in the situation. It's never, ever going to be 50-50 all the time because, there's might be when you're up here and they're down here and you're going to have to give them support, and it's vice versa. That's part of the scale in there, okay? So we have, in the future, we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. It's interesting. They're both sevens. They're very spiritual numbers. Okay. So a long time ago, the seeds were planted. It takes years for a tree to mature enough to bear fruit. It's time. It's bearing fruit. Now it's time to make decisions and choices. Okay. Who do I get to pick it? Where do I store it? Where do I sell it? It's how much do I save for next year? How much do I save to prepare for the future? Okay. But these seeds have been planted. There's results coming in. Okay. Now, I feel sometimes this card means theft, somebody sneaking away. But I really feel in this situation that somebody has walked away from a situation and they're looking back with regret at what they're leaving behind. Okay. So that's our Libra reading, general reading. So we are going to move on to, what is it, 10:28. Okay, so we're moving on to Aquarius right now. Again, keep in mind our Two of Wands here, two pathways, two choices. Which direction are you going to go in? So, Aquarius, we have wisdom. Have you ever been told that you're wise beyond your years? Now is the time to call upon your inner fairy wisdom to help you with a challenge. So in the past, we have the Lover's card, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so the Lover's card traditionally means choices. Okay, but look at this. It's a passionate relationship. Okay, he's looking to her, and she's looking to the divine, and the divine is trying to bless the union. Okay. And this card is telling me, the Eight of Pentacles is telling me that there's been lots of hard work in. You know, there may have been a time where you had more than one person into your life. Hey, DV. Okay. But you're focusing on one person now. Okay. You've learned a lot. You learned what you like and what you don't like. Okay. But the thing is, you're still kind of stuck in your head. You're still kind of nitpicking things and know exactly what you want. You need to relax, and you need to tap into your creativity. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about how you've been taught that relationships or things how to be, because you have to work with people because everybody's different. You have to work with people in order to create what works for both of you. Okay? Does that make sense? So in the now, we have the World, and we have the Six of Cups. So the World is a completion. Okay? We start with the Fool, which is 0, like a newborn baby. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold. Okay. And or a rebirth, and until you get to the World, which is a successful completion of lessons that you've learned. Okay. So now you're finishing up all those lessons, and you're moving forward into some new lessons now. And this card is the Six of Cups. This tells me that something or someone from the past could be coming back. Okay. It could also mean that you're nostalgic for something from the past. Maybe you also need to tap into your own inner child in order to do some healing. We do occasionally have to connect with ourselves. So in the future, I have the Devil card, and I have the Queen of Swords. Okay. The Devil could be a Capricorn. That's the only one I know, because I was dealing with a Capricorn, and he was popping up in every reading. Okay. It could be a passionate relationship. It could be someone that you had a codependent relationship with. You may be doing something that feels good, even though you know it's bad for you. Okay. It could be just a short-lived, quick little fling. Okay. But we have a person here that has been through hell and back. They know who they are. They know who they want. They know how to listen to their intuition. Okay. There is light and truth being brought to the situation. She holds the card of truth. I think that whatever comes up, you're going to see through the whole situation. Okay. Does that make sense? And then I'm going to pull one more card for everybody, and I will need to read that out of the book. These are garden dragons. These are so cute. And this is for all air signs. Okay. Let's see. The blueberry dragon. It's time to set goals. And that seems to be appropriate because we're at the end of the year. We're not only at the end of the year, we're at the end of a decade. You know, what do you want to let go of that you don't want to sit down and drag into the next year? And one of the things, you know, a lot of people are talking about forgiving others, but I want you to think about this. I mean, we're still in the residue of this full moon, and they're talking about forgiving other people, but I want you to sit down and write a list of everything that you want to forgive yourself for. Okay? That is so important. How much do you think that will clear to sit down and forgive yourself for things? Okay? Forgive others, but make sure you forgive yourself also. That'll open you up to so much healing and so much new energy coming in, okay? It says the blueberry dragon is goals. When this fellow wanders in, it's a good time to look at your goals. Prioritize activities based on time needed. Take on the longer task first. Blueberry reminds us we must focus our energies in order to make things happen. When we have a large project at hand, write down the steps, make a timeline, and carefully calculate each part of the journey toward the end goal. Plan your work, then work your plan. Okay? So that's the air signs reading from the 13th to the 20th of December. We're almost there. We're almost there. At the end of the year, the end of a decade, you know, moving on, healing, you know. And nothing is more important right now than working on us. Because, you know, whatever we heal in ourselves just makes us healthier in order to work with other people and bring in healthier relationships too, okay? Okay, that's our air sign reading for now. And thank you for watching. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. And if you have any suggestions or anything that you would like me to incorporate in the readings, let me know and we'll work toward it. Okay? You all have an awesome week.